Hello, everyone. I'm Dova.
And I'm Chloe.
And welcome to Alter Egos.
Did I tell you that I'm writing a song?
Oh, with your flute?
I don't know how to incorporate the flute because I'm bored and I've been in GarageBand. I'm trying to just make a little song.
That's really
And
neat.
I wanted to it's probably going to be a piece of shit. It already is not going well at all.
Can we get a sample?
But no, there's no no. No.
Are you kidding me? How are you gonna drop this on me and I can't get a tiny sample? What's the name of the song?
It doesn't have a name. It's not going to be like a vocal forward song because I can't sing very well. But it's I don't know. I'm trying to add the flute to it. But the problem is the flute is tuned to F sharp, I think. And I don't know how to make those notes work with the notes I have. So I did a little toodaloo riff, and then I did some background riff.
Ooh.
And then I tried to put them together and it sounded like bees, like angry bees, and like a horse, and just very bad sounds all together. You think oh, this sounds kind of nice, like a little littly diddly do whatever,
bees,
and a doodaloo.
Bees and horses. Maybe that's the name of the song. Bees and horses.
It sounds really, really bad. And I keep thinking oh, every time I record a new section, I'm like, this is going to be good. And then I put it all together and have you seen that reel of the guy that he does this reel where he's making a song in GarageBand and he's making little cuts and he's recording little sounds and you're this man is cooking. This man's cooking a full ass meal. This shit's going to sound great. And then at the end, it's the worst thing you've ever fucking heard. That is my experience. I'm a fucking musical genius, bro.
Dude, I've had one moment like that where I thought I was cooking so hard and it was the Avengers theme song. And at the time, I played the game Overwatch a lot, and Overwatch has an opening song. And whenever I would play Overwatch, I would mix the Avengers song, I would hum it really loud. And I said, dude, this would go so well together. I'm going to try it. And I went into GarageBand with absolutely zero experience and tried to mesh the two together.
Why do we get so confident? Did it work?
I showed Chloe, and it was very evident how off tune it was together. But I was like, "Can you see the vision?" And he said, "No."
See the vision.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a music person. Why am I trying to do that? I don't know. Every spring, I get it in my head. I'm I'm a fucking artiste. Okay? I'm an artist.
You're
I'm going to do painting. I'm going to be a singer. I'm going to play the flute.
What is this
just
accent
turn
that's
into
coming
this fucking creative person, but I'm not good at anything.
Oh my gosh. Well, stay tuned, guys. Chloe's going to give us a snippet next week.
Yeah, it'll be our new intro song.
Can you imagine? I think it should. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Chloe's song, The Birds and the Horse, should be
The bees and the horse.
The bees and the horse.
The bees in the trap. Bees in the trap.
Oh my gosh. Well, so as you know, I'm in my health journey right now.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to ask how your protein
and
goals are going.
they're getting hit. I'm feeling stronger. I've gained 2 inches on my ass, which is crazy to think.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I've lost 2 inches on my ass and half an inch around my waist. And I'm starting to get into the territory where I'm trying to find healthier ways of making really unhealthy meals.
Oh, is this kind of are you going to make the sugar eggs thing again? That was one of the most ridiculous things you've ever told me. And I cannot imagine getting that. I get desperate enough to take a tortilla, a low carb tortilla, and put peanut butter and chocolate chips on it and call it cinnamon roll. But the egg sugar thing was.
Yeah, I think I was I don't know if that was necessarily me trying to be healthy or like
You
some
didn't have any
weird.
groceries.
Yeah, I didn't have groceries and I was like, I need cookies now. How can I make cookies with sugar and eggs? Oh, well, you just mix them together and throw them in the oven for like 10 minutes and you get like this caramelized, disgusting. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay. So I decided to try and make cauliflower Alfredo sauce with chickpea pasta. And
Damn, so you did 2 substitutes.
uh-huh. I thought it wasn't bad. I don't know if I'm just coping or not, but it tasted pretty damn good to me. And so,
What did Khalil say?
yes, that's the true test, right?
Yeah.
I said, give me your honest feedback. And he tasted it and he was like, wow, this tastes very healthy.
He's so honest. I love it.
Yes, if there's one thing you could ever, if you want to count on someone, the nice part about him is he doesn't give you feedback in a rude way at all. He's just very honest about it. Hey, babe, do you like this? It's not my favorite thing that you've made. I don't like that it's too salty or I don't like that it tastes too sweet. And I'm like, okay, got it. Got the feedback. I will incorporate that next time. But
Tommy does this thing where he's like, yeah, it's good. And when he's being honest, he's like, yeah, it's good. And I'm like,
oh,
so, and he's like, like, it's not, I prefer it the other way, but yeah, it's good. And I'm like,
it's like
so it's a
slightly
piece of
passive
shit.
aggressive.
So I should kill myself.
He's
No,
probably
I feel bad 'cause-
terrified of giving you feedback. Be honest.
has-
If you made something for me, those pancakes you made,
Yeah.
and Tommy hypes them up. So if I were to eat those pancakes and I'm like, oh, Chloe, I don't think these are my type of pancakes. How would you take that feedback? Be honest.
I would stake my life on my pancake recipe. So the only way it's not good is if you prefer like a different kind of pancake. So at that point, I will not take it personally.
Okay, the pancakes
but
are
if
not
I made like
your lasagna.
if I made like, yeah, maybe if I made well, sometimes I can be like, well, if you like the traditional like American
shit. Okay,
stuff,
anything. Any kind of recipe where you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fucking devastated for the rest of my life and probably think about it every night when I go to sleep.
And this is why I think maybe Tommy treads carefully.
Okay, but you know what? Here's what I told him. I'm like, that's not your problem. I need you to be honest and not worry about my feelings because my feelings are my responsibility, not your responsibility.
Okay,
And
but
so-
as his spouse, he doesn't want you to stay up every night till 3 a.m. thinking about how the cake could have had less sugar in it or something.
Yeah, I know.
That's good to know.
But the great thing is that usually if I'm not super secure about something, do you do this? I will serve things with disclaimers. Like I will serve him a dish and be like, listen, I used cottage cheese instead of heavy cream because we didn't have any. So if it's a piece of shit, that's why. And then he's like, but I kind of stopped doing that with him because he would only use that information to make his judgment. Like if I didn't tell him, he would never know. He would never know that it was cottage cheese and not cream. And he'd be like, this is great. And he's like, you know how like when you lie to children about how like, oh, there's no vegetables in this smoothie. They're like, this is the best smoothie.
Yes.
But if you tell them there's vegetables in it.
Intentionally why I don't do that because I have trust issues. So Khalil has proven to me now that, I can trust him. But we recently had a situation with his parents where I got the ube tres leches cake from Costco and I brought them a piece.
I still can't find at mine.
That's really sad. It was so good. I brought his parents a piece. His mom did not like it at all, but I don't think she likes the texture of soggy cake, which, okay, understandable. His dad takes a bite. And I know something about his dad that this cake has, that if I were to tell him, he would flip shit. So I don't tell him. He takes a bite of the cake and he's like, wow, this is really good. And I'm sitting there like, yeah? It is? He's like, yeah, this is really good. And then he like takes another bite and then he looks at it and he's like, wait, what are these little pieces on top of it? And I said, what? And he was like, is that coconut? And I said, yeah. And he's like, oh, nope, yep, I could taste it. Disgusting. Can't do it. And I was like, you little shit. You did not taste those. You did not taste those little tiny flakes of coconut at the top. And so, you know, because of situations like that, I don't like telling people if there's something in it.
That's really smart.
Mm-hmm. That's how I know if it's just
Who doesn't like coconut like that much?
Dude, his dad hates coconut more than anything.
Like all types of the coconut? Like coconut milk, coconut flakes, coconut.
Well, no. I think he could do coconut milk like in curry and stuff like that.
Okay.
But he can't
doesn't.
do...
So it's the flavor he doesn't like and not the texture.
Yeah.
Or maybe
or I think, yeah, probably a little bit of both.
Coconut flakes are an odd texture. Like
it's almost like
they're like chewy, crunchy,
like tree bark.
Tree bark.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of tree bark, do you know what I've been doing? So have you ever heard of a mesewak stick?
A what?
A mesewak stick.
A mesewak stick. No.
Yes. So it is basically a small piece of a tree branch from a tree that grows in Africa and the Middle East, and it is nature's toothbrush. And it's like,
yes, Ahmed let me try one before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I like totally forgot about that, but then I was looking at teeth whitening stuff after I got my braces off because I didn't really want to go to the dentist and do like the professional whitening because you can get really sensitive. And then I saw the Crest Professional Effects whitening strips were like $70 at the store, and I was like, fuck that. And I saw this video about someone who says like if you use a mesewak stick every day, like your teeth get really, really white. And I was like, fuck yeah, okay, natural. Okay, sounds great. It sounds witchy and cool.
Yeah.
So I bought some. I did get them on Amazon because I don't know where to buy them locally. But it was like a giant pack of them, and they came individually wrapped. And you literally take the stick, you chew off the outer layer of the bark, and then the inside layer is like very fibrous.
Yes.
And then you chew it on a little bit to like soften it. And then you brush your teeth with it. And it tastes a little bit like herby and like a little carroty almost, or like a root vegetable.
Yeah.
And some people don't like that, but I love it. And now I crave doing it. Like it's very satisfying to me to do.
That's awesome.
And I think it has helped. I think it's doing something.
Your teeth look great.
So anyway, if you guys want a natural way to whiten your teeth, and there's actually like compounds in the stick. Like I think there's fluoride, natural antibacterial something. I think there's like a type of xylitol that's not the toxic kind to dogs, but it's like a type of xylitol that like helps rebuild your enamel or something.
Interesting.
Anyway,
does it have any sort of like sweetness to it then, or no? None at all.
No.
Okay.
It just tastes a little bit like what you'd imagine like a root. Like if you've ever chewed on a tree. Hold on. Was that just my experience? Did you ever try to chew on like sticks?
No, that sounds like
I've always been like very interested because cinnamon comes from tree bark,
Yes.
And the inside of the tree bark I feel is like kind of moist. Not moist.
Have you ever tried getting like dog antlers for you to just chew on?
No, because I think chewing on an antler creeps me the fuck out.
Okay.
But like I have seen sticks before that I'm like,
man,
I'd like to chew on that stick.
looks...
Like I understand the stick chewing for the dogs, and I kind of feel like now I have my own little
stick to chew on,
and it's good for my teeth.
You can have chew time with your dogs.
I know. I thought because some people even give it to their dogs as like a teeth cleaning thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I need to look into that. What is it
They're
called?
really cheap.
Mesewak.
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 Yeah, MISWAK.
Is that the type of tree? Is a mesewak tree? What tree does it come from?
Mesewak stick comes from. This is actually okay. So it is derived primarily from the roots, twigs, and stem of the Salvadora persica tree, often called the toothbrush tree.
That's really cute.
And it grows in Africa and the Middle East.
Didn't Ahmed say that they would use that during Ramadan to like help with cravings?
Maybe. That sounds correct. Yeah, I could see that being a thing, like, because you're chewing on this tree, it's got some
Because, like,
compounds in
Ramadan,
it.
you're not even supposed to drink water or chew
Yes.
gum or do anything. So I feel like I just remember we were at their house for one of the feasts and they gave me one of the little chew thing. They're just like, you could just like rub it on your teeth and
Yeah.
chew on
A
it.
lot of people are very put off by the smell and the taste, but it's just kind of like herbal. It doesn't taste like rotten ass or anything. It's
Yeah.
it's like pretty
Rotten
good.
ass. What a.
But I told you that I have like a gum thing where I like to fuck around with my gums and my teeth and like I don't know, I fidget around with my mouth and it's like perfect.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you were able to find something. So, one thing I wanted to talk about was, do you ever watch The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
Oh my God. I have seen the first few episodes of season 1, but I know everything you're about to say.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm
So
on board with this whole thing.
for anybody that doesn't know, I mean, it's kind of all over the internet. Taylor Frankie Paul is one of the main casts in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is a show about kind of the Mormon lifestyle for women in Utah specifically. And they're very involved with their church. Well, not all of them are, but I feel like the point of the show is to kind of show that women don't have to be so stigmatized by the Mormon religion. Anyways, Taylor's on there, and she was actually casted as the new Bachelorette, which was a choice. If anybody had ever seen this show, I think everyone was kind of thinking, what are they doing?
She's a troubled young woman. Like she's had some I think she had like a little bit of like a wild teenage years and
Oh,
then
yeah.
she
The whole reason why The Secret Life of Mormon Wives came to light was because she's part of this TikTok group called Mom Talk, and she released a scandal that
Yes.
she was a swinger and that her and some other girls were just trading off husbands or whatnot. So she's definitely not your super conservative, average cliche Mormon woman, right? Anyway, she gets casted for the show. That was a choice. And if you had seen, I think it was the first episode of Secret Life of Mormon Wives, she gets arrested. And the show takes place 13 months later or sometime
Yes.
afterwards.
Like it starts, they film, and then there's a break for like 13 months.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it turned out she was arrested for domestic violence. And the show was supposed to start this past Sunday or Monday, I think.
Yeah, I had plans to watch it.
Yes.
With somebody.
Me as
Yeah.
well. And then her ex-boyfriend, who she also shares a child with, Dakota, was it him that released the tapes? I don't know the full
That's
story,
what they're saying.
but
I don't know. She said that the videos have been like around. I've never seen them. I've never seen that video until it was quote unquote released.
Yes. By TMZ. And
by TMZ.
It's a very sad video to watch. I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings towards it. She's grabbing Dakota by the hair and saying crazy, it's very aggressive. And then she throws chairs at him in the video.
Metal stools at him.
Yes. And her daughter happens to be sitting on the couch and gets hit by one of the chairs. The whole thing is chaotic. I have a lot of feelings
it's really
about
bad.
it because
I would love to hear your perspective because I think that Taylor, that's her name, right? Taylor Frankie Paul. Yeah. I think that she is someone that you can like have empathy for and start to root for a little bit, especially in the past couple of years. You think she's like turning over a new leaf, whatever. She's getting all these opportunities. You're like, whatever. But I'm not close to the show. And so I don't have that like compassion for her. All I see is a fucking crazy bitch that should never, ever, ever have a spotlight ever again.
Yes.
So I'd love to hear.
I don't understand why, if she was arrested for domestic violence with evidence before the show aired, and then they decided to continue the show. I don't understand why that was ever allowed. I think
why would ABC ever do this if not just for clout?
Exactly.
And to get an
and
this
Hulu.
is where,
like, why are
this
we
is where people
why are we following her story from the beginning? Not even until The Bachelor, because this is old footage, and even Hulu showed a disclaimer like, oh yeah, 13 months later, because she was arrested for domestic violence. And she's gone on podcasts saying that she was the aggressor oftentimes in her relationship. So it makes me feel really angry. And it's also, I get it. People have feelings. People have had experiences being in domestic abusive relationships, and I don't think there's a cookie cutter way to define who's the abuser in a situation. Sometimes both people are abusers. Sometimes, things can be, the light can be shown in a, way that's showing a certain narrative, but I hate that I feel like women often get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to abuse, because I'm seeing a lot of people come out and say that what she's doing is, there's a word for it, like a reactive abuse, or that her abuse towards him is a reaction of him abusing her. Yes.
Yeah. Like she did it in like self-defense or like in retaliation,
right?
For something.
But and maybe that's true, I don't know. But if the roles were reversed and you see a video of a man lashing out on a woman as hard as she is, and she decides to release the tape, before maybe something big was going to happen for him, I would be like, good, ruin his life. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. When it comes to abusers, sorry, I could care less. I'm the type of person that says, oh, you should take the hush money and then expose them. Take their money and ruin their lives. I don't give a shit about abusers. When Harvey Weinstein's victims came out and were talking about how much power and abuse he had when he was in Hollywood, there were a lot of people that came out and said, well, they took the hush money, so they I don't give a fuck. I think you take his money and you ruin his life. I don't care. I have no sympathy for abusers. So I think when it comes to women being the aggressor or the abuser, I think people try to find reasons why. Like, well, why is she an abuser? Maybe she's reacting to him. Or now people are coming out and saying, well, why is Dakota coming out with this video now? Why is he doing this now? Again, don't know the whole situation. However, I know that if it were a woman that were in Dakota's shoes, I think a lot of people would come out and say, like, I'm glad that she's exposing him and making sure that he's not, getting the spotlight that he's getting.
If it was a bachelor, like like a new season of The Bachelor, and The Bachelor came out and had a video like this, there would be no question.
Exactly.
But I have been seeing some people try to defend her, like, oh, well, this was years ago. Why is he releasing it now? It doesn't fucking matter.
It does not matter.
Honestly, the only people at fault right now, because, okay, Taylor's at fault for her part in it, obviously, but that's something between her and Dakota.
Yeah.
It is actually not relevant in this scenario. This is ABC. ABC is liable for this.
Yes.
ABC knowingly put her on a show for views because they knew that The Bachelorette was getting a little bit boring and people were not paying attention to it anymore because it's the same fucking thing every single season.
Yep.
And so they're like, let's get the most chaotic person on TV to be The Bachelorette. And then, oh no, the public found out about the video, or like, hello? It always comes out. It's like whenever we, like on Love is Blind with Netflix.
Oh my gosh,
like,
dude. They need to do better.
The past, like, what are you doing? Is there not an entire department, like, dedicated to researching candidates? Like, but that's the thing, is that the reason ABC went forward is like, this is what they wanted. I wouldn't even be surprised if they go back and say, you know what, actually, we will air it because it's not fair to the contestants or whatever. And I'm like, imagine you go on a dating show and you find out, like, at the end, after you're engaged, you find out that they threw metal bar stools at their last boyfriend. Like,
It's scary.
what the fuck?
I
That's
don't know.
terrifying.
They need to do better. But well, Taylor's situation is totally different. They knew who she was. I mean, it's public record what she's done, but that also reminds me how much that these shows do not do a good job at vetting casts
No.
when they do. Like some of these people
Well,
that
and
come on
it's
the
intentional,
shows,
I think.
yeah,
They're like, we want the crazy people because that's what makes the show interesting. If they got only healthy people that passed all their psyche evals and had no past,
yeah,
it would be such a. I mean, I would enjoy it because I don't need the drama to like enjoy something.
Mhm.
But so many people wouldn't watch. They just want to watch the train wreck. That's all.
Yeah. It just feels icky. Well, I had a word of the week
Oh,
originally,
yes.
but I'm
Oh.
switching the word
Okay,
to grifter.
that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So for those that don't know, a grifter is a con artist, someone who swindles people out of money through fraud. And I thought that this word was very fitting because Chloe and I recently watched the Netflix documentary Into the Manosphere by Louis Theroux. Huge applause for Louis Theroux for how he navigated his conversations with some of these men. If you have not seen this documentary yet, I think it's an hour and a half. It's scary. Okay, so for people who don't know what the Manosphere is, the Manosphere is an international collection of online communities, including websites, forums, blogs, and social media accounts that discuss the issues relating to men, masculinity, and men's role in society. As popularity of these communities has grown, so has the rise of extremely misogynistic content that is consumed on forums which have become dominated by sexist, anti-women, anti-feminist, and misogynistic views, often justifying or promoting violence. The Manosphere emerged in the early 2000s, providing online spaces for men to discuss their experiences, grievances, relationships, and self-improvement. Initially, these spaces were dominated by discussions about men's rights and the inequalities that some men perceive. The Manosphere has evolved now into a space where misogynistic views are commonplace. So that's just the intro, okay? This documentary was made to kind of have interviews with very popular manosphere or red pill men that are kind of dominating the online space.
Think of like Andrew Tate adjacent. Like, I feel like he's like the ultimate king of this movement.
It's very funny because at the beginning of the documentary, he was kind of showing like some of these guys' reactions to finding out who they just did an interview with, and one of them was like, "Oh yeah, I did an interview with I think his name was Louis Theroux for some kind of documentary," and then he looks him up and realizes, oh, this man has been involved in very highly
Exposés.
Like highly reviewed documentaries exposing people, and you could tell he got a little nervous. He's like, I don't care. I think I did okay in the conversation. But the reason why my word of the week is grifter is because 99% of these men absolutely do not believe or live by the things that they're preaching to younger men and boys that are online. A lot of these men, they are talking about how women need to be servants for their men. They need to be submissive. The men have to be the, dominant alpha. They have to, be the provider of the house. And they are also supposed to be able to have multiple wives or pursue multiple relationships while they're partner has to remain loyal and committed to only them, and they're essentially like baby producers for these men. That's really what it feels like they are.
Yeah, there was a very because like, okay, in the documentary he interviews these people, sees like their lifestyle. A lot of them are in pursuit of content that will get people to click, buy into their whole image, and like that's how they kind of make money, is by selling this idealistic manly lifestyle of like making lots of money, driving the best cars, having the hottest women. They don't respect the women by any means, but they want to have them. Going to the gym all the time. They're preying on younger men who don't have the confidence, who didn't have strong male role models, who have been rejected by women, who haven't been successful in work. They're preying on their insecurities in order to like invite them into this lifestyle that they will realistically never achieve. But that's how they make their money, is like through this content
and who
sphere.
else does that? Who else does things like that? Fucking cults. Cults literally prey on people who need support, and that's really what these men are trying to offer younger people is, hey, we're a support group where you are the one that needs to be in command. You're the one who needs this lifestyle, and women are going to be serving you if you guys follow these. They come up with like little schools, like little educational
schools on
classes.
how to be a man.
Oh,
like
and you have to pay $50 a month in order to learn how to be a man, by the way.
Yes. Or like, I'm part of this new investment group. Make an account and here do your monthly fee, and I'm going to help you become a millionaire too. No one else ever becomes the millionaire. And what is really crazy to me was there was one guy on there, Justin Waller, who's like some steel magnate from Miami or whatever it was. And he said, one of the things he said that really struck me was, men don't have inherent value. They have to like develop value in order to be like respected in the world. Whereas he said women are born with a value because they have vaginas and boobs. And I just wanted to say, who's putting the value on vaginas and boobs if not men?
Exactly.
Like, the biggest problem I had with this documentary is all of these men were talking about like, I don't want to, like, I wasn't given opportunities to be successful, so I'm just taking things, and I don't want to be a cog in the machine. That's not the life that I see for myself. And I want to have it all, and you can have it all. And I just wanted to like shake them and be like, bro, you're so close. You're a victim of the patriarchy. Y'all created this fucking world where men are only valuable based on what they provide. You did it. We're all victims, and you are too. But they're like, and it's the women's fault.
It's the women's fault.
They want to be independent, and they don't need men, and they hate men, and they think that they're more valuable than they are, and they're making men feel insecure. And I'm like, no, you are. You're making other men insecure. They're making you insecure. It's you. It's the whole system of patriarchy. It's fucking you guys. You guys are doing it. And you know what? Capitalism is a patriarchal system. Literally, you feeling like a cog in the machine and only working for the man. It's working for the man, not the woman. The man. Like,
yeah.
What? And it's just the way that they victimize themselves is
God.
insane.
The same people who cry about victim mentality are the biggest victim mentality people. It's insane. The most disturbing part about that entire documentary were the fanboys that would come up to them. Because guess what? Again, those dudes, they don't really truly believe in the things that they're preaching at all. They don't live by them.
No.
But you know who listens to them and thinks highly of them and does believe in the shit that they're saying? The young men that are approaching them and calling them their heroes and saying they're changing their lives. It's really, oh my gosh. And one of the fanboys that came up, they actually did an interview with them and hung out with them a little bit. He was trying to say that he doesn't believe in mental health. He doesn't believe in mental health. It doesn't exist. Like,
he doesn't believe in depression.
He doesn't believe in depression.
Doesn't exist.
And guess what? This all started because he lost his brother. How did he lose his brother? because of depression. His brother had committed suicide. And when they questioned him on that, he goes, yeah, I think that was different, though. Like, it was different for my brother. Mental health doesn't exist, but my brother was a very different case of it. It's
mental gymnastics. My favorite part of that interview was that. Well, I don't believe in depression. It's like, okay, cool. How'd your brother die? Well, he took his own life. Okay. But then he was like asked, like, so how are you living this lifestyle that Justin Waller promotes? Like, how are you being part of this? And he's like, well, I moved down to Miami trying to like set myself up so I can take care of my mom and my siblings and whatever. And then he was like, okay, the interviewer was like, well, how's that going? And he's like, well, I've been living in my car for a while, but it's okay. I'm staying positive and I'm trusting the process. And I'm like,
oh my
sir,
gosh.
It's just, but here's the thing.
It's sad.
I feel sad.
Yes.
I feel sad for the men, the influencers too, because the first thing that you see Justin Waller say, this big influencer in Miami, before the interviewer asks a question, he points at his car and goes, oh, and I know the car doesn't mean success. Like, I know that. They just tell on themselves. I'm like, who asked, sir?
Louis Theroux was
and he's
confused.
like, I know it's just a car. And then he was like, okay. Then he goes and takes him and shows him his beautiful penthouse. And, I think Louis Theroux asked a question and he goes, oh yeah, and I rent this place. But, like, I could buy it if I want to. It's like,
the insecurities.
Your insecurities are on your face.
They're leaking out of your body.
Well, and then, like, later in the interview, Louis kind of dives deep into, like, their childhoods and, like, how, were they as kids and what was their home life like? It's the same every time. There was instability in the home. Mm-hmm. These men grew up thinking that the only way that they could gain respect or care or value was to have money and to have success and to have these material possessions that like literally show people how successful you are because you don't have inherent value in yourself. Mm-hmm. And it was just, you could see, my favorite part of the interviews was you could see the wheels turning in their heads when they were asked the simplest questions about the way that they operate and think and their philosophies on life. Especially that first guy, Harrison.
Oh my God.
He's 23 years old. First of all, looks like he could be pushing 30, but anyway, he's 23 years old. And you could see the wall that he had up mm-hmm. of like, oh, it's just content. It's just content. Like, I'm just trying to make money. Like, nothing actually matters. It's just content, blah, blah, blah. And then when you see him kind of start to think deeply about things, you see the discomfort. And he's like, he instantly starts saying crazy shit to like offset what he's feeling. Yeah. And you saw it in every single person that was interviewed. Every single one, as soon as they had to sit and reflect, got so uncomfortable and then made up crazier shit to like seem more macho. I think the worst person on the show was that Myron guy with the podcast where he just invites women on to humiliate them. And the fact that he was talking to Louis Theroux about his girlfriend and about how one day he wants to have 7 wives and his girlfriend is totally fine with that. She understands that like this is one-way monogamy, baby. And then his girlfriend walks in the room and Louis like, hey, you, let me ask you some questions. And his face immediately is fear. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh no, I'm about to like blow the bubble by having her. And you can tell that everything that she said, she was like, hold on. He said what? Mm-hmm. He said what? And like the way that he turned into this tiny little boy who did something bad when his girlfriend was around and listening to what he was saying. I know. You guys, that's what they really... And she said, what did she say? She said to him, she's like, well, he's different when he's with me. Like, he's different than he is online. Mm-hmm. You know for a fact that man is not dominant at home. That man follows her around like a puppy, probably can't fucking take care of himself. Yep. Like, probably is a fucking loser, and then gets on a podcast and tells other men how to be men. And you see that all the time. Even the Justin Waller dude, when we see his wife finally, she was an x-ray technician and now she's a stay-at-home mom. And like, you could tell she was chugging the copium, dude. chugging the copium.
It's really
in that
sad because
section.
I do feel like I don't care about other people's lifestyles, and I don't care if that's the type of lifestyle that you want to live, but it's
Yes.
just so annoying when it is the women that end up with men like that, who, it's, without saying it, they are just a baby maker. That's it. That's their only value to them. That's what they think. That's what they believe. And then they try to sell it as, okay, I'm just going to let people know, whatever you think of anti-feminist propaganda, it's not saying like you can't have, or it's not saying like you have to have babies or else you're disgusting. Being a feminist is disgusting. No, they sell it as, ladies, the greatest gift that you can ever give yourself is to be a mother. It is to have children, and it is to respect your husband and be in the happiest relationship that you could ever be in. That is how they sell this anti-feminist propaganda, okay? If you want to have children, and children are the greatest achievement that you can ever have in this world, that is fine by me. I don't care. I want you to live that life if that's what you want. The issue is
that's
they're
what
trying
feminism
to, yes,
is.
feminism is
Having
that we
choice.
can have our own choices. I can believe that I can grow up, be the breadwinner in my family, have no children, have a fun, loving relationship. That's me. That's for me. Okay. And maybe for you, it is, I want to be in a safe, loving relationship where my husband goes to work and provides, and all I have to do is just take care of my kids and, you know, do the household work. That to me is the greatest thing that I could do. And that's what makes me happy. Great. I'm so happy. Please continue doing that. Have more kids with that man if you want. Keep cleaning those dishes if that's what you want to do. I don't have any issues with that. I think that's beautiful if that's what you want. Like this nuclear family. We need to bring it back. No, we don't. If that's what you want to do, go do it.
You bring it back.
Yeah. You bring it back.
Yeah.
You do it. You have kids. Stop trying to tell other women that they are less valuable because they're not having children. That is, first off, that's disgusting because there are women who cannot have children. So what are you saying about the women who want to have children, but they can't have them, that they're now less valuable to this world? It's so fucking bullshit. And
I don't remember who it was, but there was a prominent, I don't know if there was like a political candidate or like a prominent voice that said something like, well, once women go into menopause, they're useless. And I was like, oh my God, that is exactly what they think. Is like they view us by our anatomy and by what we can offer, but there's no respect for it. Like even the dude that was like, what have women invented? I don't know. Maybe you. Maybe a woman
maybe
grew
8
you
million
in her womb.
people in this
Yeah,
world.
maybe we created the fucking world, bucko. Like, what the fuck? Not only that, because that is the bare minimum. That is like a universal truth that women are the reason any of us are here. Women have invented a bunch of fucking cool shit. And guess what? We probably would have invented more if we weren't so fucking oppressed for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And now that we're not, and that we're being able to like pursue these, you know, bigger careers and like have choice to not have children and instead focus on work, we're making more contributions to society. And that is a threat to men because, oh no, a woman did something that you didn't do. Oh no. Who fucking cares?
I know. It's like men are trying to have some kind of dick measuring contest with women. Like, why do
it's
you
drone
care
behavior.
So
I
bad?
told you that.
Yeah, and
it's drone behavior.
With social media too, because I do think that these men are grifters and that they don't actually care about the things that they're saying. When Elon Musk made it so that you can, make money off of your tweets and shit, I think now people are just saying outlandish shit just to get, what is the word I'm thinking of? To get that
engagement. Content.
Yeah,
engagement.
The engagement
rage bait,
farming.
Rage bait.
Yes, they don't believe in this shit, but they're just saying it. Because guess what? When you say something controversial, you get more views. When you get more views, you get more money. And that's all people care about because we're in a capitalistic country where money means everything, that now people are just spewing insane shit just to get money. They don't believe it. But unfortunately, I think majority of people in the world are kind of sheepish. I think I'm a sheep in some sense, but that
We're all sheep in some sense.
that like people are believing it and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so true. I unfortunately have family members who buy into all the dumb shit that these people that they follow are selling them. And I just wish so bad I could shake some of them and say, hello, you are being scammed, okay? I promise you that eating a carrot every single day is not going to cure cancer from someone, okay? You believe in the people who spent their entire life trying to find cures for sickness, trying to, like, you want me to believe in some dude named Brad who said, I ate a carrot every day and I don't have cancer, over someone who actually went to school, working shitty hours, working themselves to
dedicated
death
their
just
life
to be good at what they're doing and to help save people? Like, you think
what
Brad
the
wants to save
Manosphere
you?
is? The Manosphere is equivalent to the beauty industry for women.
Mm-hmm.
The beauty industry, literally created by men, preyed on women's insecurities, helped them develop insecurities that they didn't know they could have.
Yeah.
There are things I hate about my body that I didn't even realize I could be insecure about it until I saw an ad for a way to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and this is what's happening, is if you are a person who is struggling in life and you do not have a good support system and you are trying to find ways out of your situation, it is very attractive to look to someone that you admire or that you want to be like and be like, if I just do what they tell me to do, I will be like them. And it never fucking works because they're lying to you about how they got there.
Oh my gosh.
It's not sexy to say, well, I actually invested all this money in blah, 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 and I got really lucky on the GameStop thing, and then I invested that money in blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't, that's where their money ends then. But if you can sell someone an idea or sell someone on like an ideal lifestyle, that it's grifting, bro. It is a con art. It's every single MLM. It's just, but men don't see it like that because they're like, oh, but that's stuff that like women fall for. No, my friend,
Everyone
you're falling for
okay?
it too. You're a victim too. We're all victims of capitalism. Wake up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And I loved the end of the documentary where they go back to Harrison, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even know. I've never heard of him before.
Yeah, it was
so
like Harrison
thank God.
Titty Tot or something.
HS Tiki Talkie.
Tiki
like,
Talkie.
First of all,
not Titty Tot.
How old are you? Titty Talkie. That would be more accurate. But it was, in the beginning of I loved the way that they filmed this. In the very beginning, when they meet him for the first time, he invites the crew into the house and he immediately turns to a very like hot woman, like girl, and is like, this is our dishwasher. And it's obviously like another TikToker or like OnlyFans model or something, but that's how they refer to her. Then at the very end of the documentary, they go back to his house and instead inside is his mother. And you can immediately see the difference in his persona. Like, he still says crazy shit because he's on a live stream and he has to keep up the facade. But you can see a sheet of like regret under what he's doing. And his mother disagrees with a lot of the things that he does, but she's also his mother, right? She's going to back up her child. But you can see it in her eyes, the disappointment and the discontent with what he's doing. And then even the way that he interacts with her, that man is afraid of women. Like, that man is afraid of doing something wrong in front of a woman. He does have respect for his mother, at least. But it's like, it's all so fake. And I cannot believe it's real. And I can't believe people believe it.
It's so sad. For all the young men and boys out there in the world, I promise you, you do not need to pay to listen to another man to tell you how to be a man. There is no there is no definition. You be a man the way you want to be a man, okay? It doesn't mean having a bajillion wives. It doesn't mean that you have to like. And if you're paying another man to tell you what it means, I fear you will never get there then. I'm sorry that if you need to take lessons from another person on how to be a better person, then you're shit
Use
out
this
of
as a
luck.
test. The more someone shows off what they have, the less they actually have. Like the more it is an overcompensation for what they lack. So if you
true.
want to find a mentor, and I really think it's important for men to, especially if you don't have like a strong father figure that like can be there for you. If you want to find a mentor, look for the men that are quietly successful, that have like happy marriages, that people don't disparage when they're not in the room. Like, look for the men that have the quiet confidence, that are successful but not boastful, like, and who have completely built their success off of their own success and not like grifting off of others. Like, that's who you should be admiring. And it might not be the macho dude at the gym, because some people are just really into fitness and it's always really great to get exercise. Some people are in the gym because they're overcompensating for something. And I just think knowing that, having that distinction. Also, there were a couple of those kids that were going up to I think it was Sneeko. They were going up to Sneeko and they're like, well, he's not that bad. He just says wild stuff and we think it's funny. Yes, you can think it's funny. When you become an adult and you enter the real world, you'll understand what it means to say things just to be funny and just to get a reaction. Those are not the people that you should look up to.
Yeah.
You can hate watch stuff if you want. Just be more careful with
It's
it.
really
I think about my
crazy
nephews.
Oh no.
I think about every
Yeah.
young person today. I'm like, parents,
Please
get a hold of what your kids are consuming.
It's scary though, dude. This
It's
is
fucking
another
scary.
reason why I don't want to be a parent, because I just think about the amount of access we had at our age, like as young teenagers,
Yeah.
preteens, and even that was kind of bad, but now I mean, I wouldn't know how to navigate it, because I almost feel like I'm doing my child an injustice if I don't get them a phone and like they don't have access to the internet, because I also don't want them to be, secluded from I mean, if technology is leading the way and I take that away from them, am I making them fall behind the rest of their peers? But then it's like now they have access to everything. They can jailbreak their phones. They can do a lot of things to have a lot of access to a lot of scary things, and that is terrifying. So for all the young parents out there, like, holy shit, good luck. I am rooting for each and every one of you and your children, because the shit that is available to them now is scary. And I mean, that's just something that I wonder is going to be studied about social media, is how much it is impacting people now. I mean, you just have access at your fingertips to whatever you need. And as AI gets better and better, I am scared.
No,
I don't know what the
too.
future looks like. It's really scary. And
what I'm really afraid of is that, because when you experience something on a screen, there's a level of separation from when you experience it in real life. You almost get kind of numb to the horrors on the screen. And I feel like people are going to get numb to the horrors of real life, because there's like the line between reality and virtual reality is so thin. And I just feel like we're creating an apathetic generation that like thinks everything is a joke.
Yes.
That's the thing, is like, I know we joke about how millennials have dark humor, how we're like, I saw these videos of when when missiles were going over some Middle Eastern countries because of the Iran dispute. I saw some guys like go out on their balcony and like film missiles and be like, oh fuck, like, this is World War III, ha ha! And like, I get it, because that's how I want to feel a lot of the times, but I feel like this is going to become something so unserious, where like we don't know how to process things anymore without making it into a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's a very dangerous place, I think. Like, it's a very scary mentality to have when
Yes.
shit gets real.
Yes. Yeah.
And I am afraid.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the solution is. We can't just all get off our phones. Like, we're past that point. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think about that episode of Black Mirror, White Bear, where everyone is just filming this lady being chased down by men with guns, and the whole thing is just revolved around them supposed to be recording her. But it kind of feels that way now, that
Yes.
if something terrifying happens to me and I look up and I see people are recording me instead of
Not helping
helping,
you.
I fear I would lose my shit. Okay, people, we have to lock the fuck in, and we have to just stop. Our initial reaction should not be to grab our fucking phone and record. It's
Yes.
strange. It's weird. I have a fear of being in public now because I think people are going to try and record something and I'm going to be in the background of it.
I just don't know what we're going to do about it. And I just think the most important thing I can think of to do in order to combat this is to just get around people in person. Find a community that you can be with in real life and
hard.
discuss things with. It is hard.
Yeah.
I even went to a coffee shop yesterday for a few hours, and like just being face to face with another person and like being in a real location like felt very grounding. So
I need
what I would
help
say.
with that because right now, so I moved to Arizona. I work remote. I didn't get to meet anybody. Like I think usually when people move somewhere new, you get to at least go, to work and get to know people and start
Mhm.
hanging out or kind of reaching out afterwards. I don't have that here, and it is really tough to try and make friendships now. And I kind of had a conversation with you about it, how I have really bad trust issues. I already had trust issues prior, but now after an incident with with someone who I thought was a really good friend for 5 years and turns out was not at all, I'm scared to meet anybody new. And I feel like my social confidence, is that the right word? I don't know. I'm starting to kind of get smaller and feel more nervous being out in public around people.
I think I'm in the same situation as you with like the work from home thing, and I think I'm developing a little bit of like agoraphobia, and in a way that like is so strange because I think I used to love being out, and now I feel very
Yes.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I have to force myself to do it. Even though I crave the connection, I have to force myself to do it. I did see someone say one thing that you can do that is like low stakes, and maybe you can try this, Dova, is go become a regular at a coffee shop. Like just even if it's just one day a week, become a regular. Pick a place you really like. Go there all the time. Maybe go there to scroll on your phone and have a coffee for 20 minutes. And like just pay attention to who else is always there. And then just because I think when we were kids, right, the first thing that people had in common was proximity. Like we go to the same school or we live in the same neighborhood. Like you didn't even share your hobbies or what you were into. The kids I was friends with in elementary, we had fucking nothing in common.
Yeah.
Okay? Zero. Until we started being friends and got into things together.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the only thing we have in common is we both go to the school and you seem chill, bro.
Yeah.
So let's hang out.
It's funny. I was just thinking about how, like, when I was a child and my mom would have a friend date and she would her friend would bring over their daughters. And my first time meeting their daughters, and we just hung out one time and instantly formed a friendship over just the fact that, well, my mom said I had to come over, and here I am. I'm at your house.
Yeah.
So what do you have for me to do? And
yes.
I ended up meeting some of my best friends that way. So,
yes.
and then I think about it now, like, if I were to come over to your place and you're like, Dova, I'm going to take you to meet my friends and we're going to go out to, I don't know, like a paint and sip or something like that, I think in theory,
You'd be so
I
uncomfortable.
would be like, oh, I get to be surrounded by like a bunch of women. I haven't done that in a minute. That'll be fun. But in reality, I would be like, holy fuck, I'm going to shit myself. I'm fucking scared.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I really don't.
But I really do think like even on Bumble, like things, you know, Bumble
I can't do
BFF,
Bumble
when you
anymore.
can, you know how you put, like, you fill out your profile, you look for other profiles that you might be like of people that you might get along with. And it's always like, oh, what's their zodiac sign? What's their this? What's their that? And we just make these judgments, and then you might not even actually vibe at all. Like if I meet somebody and they're a Pisces and they tell me I have a something, I
You have
have a
something against
something.
Pisces?
Bro,
Wait.
Hold on,
Elaborate.
wait,
Why?
hold on, guys, hold on. Okay,
Pisces.
I don't have anything against them really at all. But a lot of my friends from high school were Pisces. We vibed. We got along great. A lot of my friends now are Pisces. Marco and Julia, Pisces. I am surrounded by I attract them like a fucking magnet somehow, but then they always, I feel like, think I'm too intense. And so
okay.
while I like a Pisces, I don't know if they always like me, but somehow we end up together. We end up together.
Oh.
And I feel like I need to diversify my friend groups. Like I have no fire sign friends. Like no one is a fire sign that
They're
is
all
my
just
friend.
watered down water.
Or it's just like very in with their emotions kind of people.
What?
I have some like earth signs. I get along
What
with
zodiac
earth
sign
signs
do you
too.
think you get along with them?
It's hard. I want to say my own, but I actually have met other Aries people, and I'm like, they need to shut the fuck up. Why do they keep talking?
Oh my god.
So maybe it's like a competition thing. I think I get along with Taurus really well. I think I'm really get along with Scorpio because I don't know. The vibe that you and I have is like very good. Very, very good.
It's chaotic.
I made one friend in college, and this is actually something I wanted to talk to you about. I had this one friend in college that I met my freshman year in German class. And when I say it was an instant friendship, it was friendship at first sight. It was very quickly, we were really good friends. We hung out all the time. We went to parties, like whatever. Then when the class ended, she lived on campus and had a whole other group of friends. I lived off campus. I had Tommy.
Yeah.
And we didn't have classes together after that at all. And so we just naturally separated. She's literally like the friend that got away.
Aww.
And she still fucking lives here. She still lives here. She was a Leo. I was an Aries. And I was like, I've been looking for my Leo ever since. And I just want to, like, I should probably just fucking reach out to her.
Yeah.
But I feel like too much time has passed. Too many things have happened. We're in totally different places of our lives. I'm pretty sure she's single. And like, I don't know. So maybe, I don't know, maybe a Leo. I think I get along with Libra. My mom's a Libra, and we are very, we're a very good balance with each other.
Yeah. Man, dude,
But
thinking about college, I remember there was one girl in my Japanese class who I vibed with really well, or I thought we did. And oh my gosh, I got rejected by her so hard that it made me like never want to. Yeah.
What did she say?
Well, I asked her like, "Hey, do you want to hang out sometime?" And she said, "For what?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't," because like we had each other's number because we were doing a project together. And so after the project was over, I was like, "Hey girl, do you want to hang out sometime?" And she said, "For what?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know, just like hang out and have fun. Like you're fun to be around." And she said, "LOL, that's weird." And we didn't talk after. I was so sad and felt so rejected that, man, you know?
College is a horrible place to make friends. I feel like you only ever make friends with people in your dorm if you're in the dorms.
Yeah.
Or like people that you have classes with. I never made another friend in college, like not a single other friend.
Yeah. I kind of got along with more. So there was like a Japanese group at Boise that I got along with, and we hung out a few times, but I don't know. We kind of didn't have similar interests. And one of the girls' running joke was that she wanted to get with Khalil. And I thought that was a weird joke.
That's
So
weird. How'd she even know who he was?
well,
Like,
she
you
said we
just,
followed each other on Instagram, and she's like, "Oh my God, is this your boyfriend? He's so hot. I want to meet him. I want him. I'm gonna steal him from you." Like, as a joke. And English wasn't her first language, and I don't think that had anything to do with it. But maybe she just thought that was a fun joke to tell. So anytime I would see her, she's like, "I'm gonna steal your boyfriend," and I was like,
what the fuck?
"Okay."
I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. What the hell?
Yeah, it was weird, but that's
That's so interesting.
college
Oh
is
my
rough,
God.
dude. I'm
I
glad
really
I didn't.
regret
Oh, well,
not
I was
being in
gonna
the
say I'm
dorms.
glad I didn't live in the dorms, but also I think maybe it's just one of those things where if I were to have lived in the dorms, I probably would have been like, "Oh my fucking God, I wish I would have just gotten my own place." But then because I had
Yeah.
my own place, I'd be like, "Damn, I wish I would have lived in the dorms for at least a year." But I don't know.
Yeah.
The grass is always greener on the other side. I swear to you, dude. I swear there are so many things that I want in my life where when I hear the other person that has it, they're like, "No, I want what you have." For example, I want curly hair so bad. I want like the
Oh,
real
same.
tight, kinky curls. And there are a few women in my life that have the most beautiful curls I've ever seen. And they're like, "No, girl, I want your pin straight hair." And I'm like, ew, why? Or even for the longest time, I was like, "I want big titties so bad." And then women with big titties, they're like, "No, you don't." And so it's just, it's one of those things. You just have to appreciate what you have because chances are, if you were to have the other thing, you're going to want what you have now.
That's so true. I get into a pattern all the time where I'm like, if only I could just do this, or if only I just had this, then I could finally be happy. And sometimes I actually get the thing and I'm like, oh,
Yes.
I thought I was gonna feel like a fucking new person when my braces came off, and I just feel the same.
Yeah.
But my teeth are kind of straight. Like, that's it.
I
like,
swear,
I
dude,
always think I'm like,
it's the
this-
anticipation or the journey
Yes.
of getting there. For me, it's so
Yeah.
interesting, but Christmas Eve, the week before Christmas was always my favorite time ever. Like, I felt so happy, felt so excited for Christmas. And when Christmas Day came, I swear to you, not even to this day, I get depressed.
it's
that
the most
day.
depressing day of the year.
I'm
actually.
like, wow.
Because you're
It's
like,
here.
cool.
And even for my birthday,
it's
like the
over.
week building up to my birthday, I'm like, "Oh, my birthday's coming." And then my birthday happens and I'm like, "Fuck, I don't want this."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always about it's
What
the
is
journey.
that?
I don't know.
It is the journey. We're
weird.
always seeking destinations
Mhm.
and outcomes,
Mhm.
and not realizing that we actually get, like, our cups are actually filled by the journey and like
Yes.
by getting there.
Yes.
And I think that's also why I have a hard time acknowledging accomplishments, because for me, once you get the accomplishment,
Mhm.
the dopamine hit of it is gone. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get to enjoy my outcome when it comes. I'm just kind of like, oh, that's it? Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let's move on.
It's funny too because in my head I'm always seeking for like those core memory moments, and when I'm in the moment, I'm like, "Oh man, I was really hoping it would feel more core memory."
Yes.
But then when I look back on it, I'm like, that
It
was
was.
a core memory moment.
Yes.
It's,
I think maybe that's just part of it. What was that quote from Andy Bernard in The Office? Like, I wish you could know you were in the good old days before you leave the good old days.
Yeah.
And that's so true.
yes.
Like, and sometimes that's a really nice way to think about your current situation. Like,
Mhm.
maybe if you're trying to do something and you're not where you want to be yet,
Mhm.
just think about how right where you are is further along than you thought you would get. And one day you're going to look back on it and be like, oh man, that was a nice time.
Yeah.
Like, even,
Very true.
I hate to say it, but during COVID, it felt horrible. It felt like the world was ending. It felt like my future as I knew it was over and like hard to imagine. And now when I look at COVID, like for me personally, because I didn't die and I didn't know anybody that passed away from getting sick, I remember spending all this time with my dog who died a few years later.
Yeah.
I remember I baked a bunch because I was bored and I had nothing to do and no one to like talk to. I played the piano. It was so devastating, but at the same time so freeing to be home and like to not have to go out.
Yeah.
And I think of quarantine like very fondly.
Yeah.
Like it was a very special time. I feel like everybody had this collective trauma that we were all trying to get through together, but we couldn't be together. So we were all online together.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's very interesting how that works, because even, I don't know, we really need to learn how to enjoy the moment. I know it's something, I know it's something that everyone always says, but I think it's just one of those things that it kind of takes a conscious effort to do. And I'm not saying like you're supposed to be actively looking for it, but actively not looking for it. Like you have to just enjoy it. Don't think in your head like, oh, it should be going this way, we should be doing this right now, just relax, let your mind just stop thinking and just enjoy what you're doing right now. Because I think sometimes too, when we're together in person, we do that sometimes where we're like, oh God, this isn't going the way that we thought, like this is our trip, we only have like 5 days together, we have to make the best of it. And then like sometimes we think things are supposed to go a certain way, and when they don't, we freak out about it, when really it just ends up making a nice memory. All of like the worst things that have happened to Chloe and I in the past have now become like hilarious memories that we look back on and we can laugh about. So
I've been doing some thinking about like what I want my future to look like. And instead of like naming material things that I'd like to have, like a bigger house or I'd like to have some land or whatever, I've tried to just change it to focus on how would I like to feel in my ideal future. Like every day when I wake up, how do I want to feel? And what are the things that I want to like put effort into and like have time to do?
Yeah.
And it really changes, because I think all of those material things will come if you focus on how you want to feel and what values you want to live by and how you want to live your life.
Yeah.
Everything else will fall into place.
I agree.
And so I always want to, one of the feelings I always say is I always want to feel content. And I realize like that's not something I should wait for. I can feel content right now. Feeling content doesn't mean you're giving up or stopping. It just means you can keep working on your dreams in the background and still appreciate what you have already.
Yes. And I do think that we have a lot more power than we think when it comes to manifesting how we feel.
For sure.
It takes an active, it's
a choice.
Active, yes. Like you have to be thoughtful about it, but there is so much power in that. I'm not talking about people who are, currently battling depression or, other things that are blocking them from that. I fully acknowledge that.
People are going through things that they cannot think their way out of.
Exactly. Right. But, if you are just kind of feeling down and you're just kind of like, things aren't going the way that I want them to, I would challenge those people to just actually start thinking about the things that you have accomplished. Think about where you were last year and where you are now. Maybe it hasn't gone the way that you wanted, but at the very least, you're still choosing to be here every day. You're making an active effort to get up in the morning and do the things that you have to do. And I think that people should be very proud of that. I think that is something that you should be happy about, and you deserve to be happy to, get up and make those choices every day. So let's start making an active effort and trying to think more positive about our situations. And if it's something that you want to change in your situation, do it. The only thing that's really stopping you is yourself. Okay. Just go.
And also if you're spending every day just surviving, surviving is a massive accomplishment. everything in the world can kill us and wants us to fail and is not designed for people to reach success.
Yeah.
You are persisting against all odds just by waking up in the morning and choosing to stay and choosing to like keep trying.
Yeah. I hope that you guys can take something from this episode, and I highly recommend y'all to watch that document, please. And for any of my mama friends out there, please watch it. Please, 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 especially if you're raising boys. Please watch it. It's scary out there. I don't think it's necessarily a failure on parents' parts that their kids are having access to this kind of stuff, because, I mean, you can't have access to their entire lives. You can't control them like that. So I'm not saying it's a failure on your part if your kids have access to this, but have conversations with them, please.
Yeah. And to the men listening, I know we do some male bashing on this show, but it's not. If you are one of these men that is subscribed to this type of idealist manosphere, I do hope you're listening. But also, we know that so many men in our lives that we respect,
oh my gosh,
are not our fully separate group of men.
Yes.
We are not talking about you, pal. You are awesome. You are great. I know so many amazing men in my life that I fucking love, and I really don't know what I would do without. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about you guys. So,
I mean, if they're listening to this, they know. They know they're not those.
That's what I'm saying. If you're listening to this show, you're fucking cool already. You're listening to two women talk about a bunch of bullshit. And so, like, obvious, unless you're hate listening, in that case, like, thank you for being here anyway.
Thanks for the views.
But you fucking are cool already, and you have so much value. And if you haven't found a partner and that's making you feel like shit, don't worry. Everyone sucks. And honestly, sometimes relationships are a pain in the ass anyway. Just go do you. I can't
imagine. Ooh, yeah. Post your story on our tea time.
Yes. Tell us about your horrible experiences, and we will weigh in and we'll back you up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And remember, we are now uploading on YouTube too. Make sure to follow and subscribe us. Love you all. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Until next time, keep your alter egos alive.